Alright, so picture this. You think you know South Africa, right? Safaris, wine farms, Table Mountain selfies. But here's what they don't show you. There's a coastal village with no roads, only sand paths. A place where the mountains sing when the wind hits just right. Sounds made up? It's not. South Africa is stacked with wonders most travel guides skip, either because they don't know or they want to keep them secret. This isn't just another travel vlog. This is a full-on exploration of history, legends, and wild places you can actually visit. And if you stick around, by the end, you'll be the one telling people what they've been missing. Let's unveil South Africa. Let's rewind the clock and break down the incredible and complicated history of South Africa. Officially, South Africa became a republic in 1961, but its roots stretch way back. The first European contact came in 1652 when the Dutch East India Company established a supply station at Cape Town. Over the centuries, the country was shaped by waves of colonization, gold and diamond rushes, and fierce resistance. One of the most defining periods? Apartheid. From 1948 to 1994, South Africa enforced a brutal system of racial segregation. But it also sparked one of the most powerful freedom movements of the 20th century, led by legends like Nelson Mandela. Today, South Africa is home to over 60 million people, and it's one of the most linguistically diverse countries in the world, with 11 official languages, including Zulu, Xhosa, Afrikaans, and English. Now let's talk symbolism. The South African flag, adopted in 1994, is a vibrant mix of red, green, blue, black, white, and yellow. It doesn't represent one political party. It symbolizes unity in a post-apartheid era, merging past and future into one bold identity. This history is essential because once you understand the struggle and strength of this place, the land itself starts speaking to you differently. And believe me, it has stories to tell. 5 fun facts about South Africa. 1. It's the only country in the world with 3 capital cities. Yet Pretoria, executive, Cape Town, legislative, and Bloemfontein, judicial, share the spotlight. Political overachievers much? 2. South Africa has the highest commercial bungee jump in the world. Blukran's Bridge, 216 meters of pure adrenaline. Not for the faint of heart or weak of knee. 3. It's a penguin paradise. Believe it or not, African penguins chill at Boulders Beach near Cape Town. Sunbathing with penguins? Only in SA. 4. The cradle of humankind is here. This UNESCO World Heritage Site just outside Johannesburg has yielded fossils over 3 million years old, making it one of the richest hominid fossil sites on Earth. 5. South Africa is a floral powerhouse. The Cape Floral Kingdom is the smallest of the world's 6 floral kingdoms, but the most diverse. It's home to over 9,000 plant species, 70% of which are found nowhere else on Earth. Just a few hours north of Cape Town lies the Cederberg Mountains, a rugged wilderness that feels like it belongs in another world. Towering sandstone cliffs stretch out in surreal formations, wind-sculpted over millions of years into arches, caves, and rock spires. It's wild, it's raw, and barely anyone knows about it. The real magic? The ancient sandrock art, some dating back 6,000 years. These hand-painted scenes are tucked away in shallow caves, telling the stories of early human life and spirituality. It's like stepping into a prehistoric gallery. No velvet ropes, just quiet awe. Hiking trails like the Wolfberg Arch and Maltese Cross take you through dramatic terrain, where the silence is only broken by the wind or a curious dassie scuttling across the rocks. And when the sun sets, the stars come out like you've never seen before. The Cederberg is part of the Cape Floral Kingdom, so springtime transforms the valleys with a riot of wildflowers. There's no cell signal out here, and that's the point. Whether you're sipping rooibos tea, which is only grown in this region, or exploring a hidden trail, Cederberg gives you something rare: silence, space, and a deep primal connection to the land. Welcome to Coffee Bay, a tiny windswept coastal village on South Africa's wild coast where the roads are rough, the cows wander on beaches, and time seems to slow down. This isn't your polished resort town. Coffee Bay is raw, authentic, and unfiltered. The area is surrounded by rolling green hills and dramatic cliffs that drop into the crashing waves of the Indian Ocean. The hole in the wall, a natural sea arch carved out by centuries of tides and storms, is the main attraction. And local Xhosa legends say it was once a gateway for sea people who could sing through the rock. What makes this place so special is its mix of untouched nature and culture. You can hike through nearby hills, past rendezvous, traditional huts, and into communities where Xhosa traditions are still alive and well. It's not uncommon to be invited into someone's home for a meal or a story. Surfing here is world-class, especially for beginners. Backpacker hostels line the cliffs, giving you front-row views of the ocean with fire pits and live drumming sessions at night. And when the stars come out, it feels like you're on the edge of the world. Just you, the sea, and the rhythm of the coast. If you want to unplug and experience South Africa like few others do, this is your spot. Tankwa Karoo National Park, located in the Northern Cape, is perfect if you're after soul-stirring silence and cosmic views. Tucked between the Cedarburg and the Great Karoo, this otherworldly park is remote, and that's its charm. It's one of the most isolated corners of the country, where paved roads vanish and your cell phone says no service. Perfect. The Tankwa landscape is dramatic. Wide-open plains, cracked earth, and endless horizons framed by jagged mountains. It feels like you're walking on Mars. Wildlife isn't abundant, but if you're lucky, you might spot gemsbok bat-eared foxes or the occasional meerkat standing sentinel. At night, the stars explode. Tankwa is part of the Karoo Desert stargazing route, and due to minimal light pollution, it's considered one of the best stargazing spots in the entire southern hemisphere. You don't just see stars here, you feel like you're floating among them. Once a year, this desolate place comes alive for Africa Burn, a wild, art-fueled festival where creativity, community, and radical self-expression take center stage. Imagine massive sculptures, fire installations, and people dressed in post-apocalyptic couture, all celebrating under the desert sky. Whether you go for the solitude or the surreal, Tankwa Karoo is proof that beauty doesn't have to shout. Sometimes, it just whispers and waits for you to listen. In a tiny Karoo village you've probably never heard of, New Bethesda, lies one of South Africa's most hauntingly beautiful artistic legacies, the Owl House. Created by reclusive artist Helen Martins, the Owl House is unlike anything else in the country. In the 1940s, after years of caring for her aging parents, Helen transformed her home into a surreal wonderland using crushed glass, cement, and vivid colors. Her garden is filled with hundreds of statues, owls, camels, wise men, mermaids, all staring silently into the desert sun. Inside the house, walls shimmer with crushed glass. Mirrors reflect strange angles. Light dances in peculiar ways. It feels less like a house and more like a dream, or a fevered imagination come to life. But there's a deeper story beneath the art. Helen was an outsider in every sense. Misunderstood, sometimes feared by locals, and deeply passionate about expression. She drew inspiration from Eastern philosophy, Christianity, and her own internal world. Today, the Owl House is a national monument and a pilgrimage site for lovers of outsider art. And the town itself? Quiet, artsy, with dusty roads and a single pub. It's like walking into a Wes Anderson film set. It's weird, it's moving, and it's one of South Africa's most quietly powerful places. High in the northern Drakensberg, near the border of Lesotho, sits Witsi-Shoek Mountain Lodge, your gateway to one of the most mind-blowing landscapes in South Africa, the amphitheater. This isn't your average mountain backdrop. The amphitheater is a colossal rock face stretching 5 kilometers wide and over 1,200 meters high. It's so massive, it makes Yosemite's cliffs look like toy models. And the view from the top? Nothing short of spiritual. The lodge is tucked above the clouds, where sunrises spill golden light across rolling peaks. It's one of the highest lodges in southern Africa, and a base camp for some of the most dramatic hiking in the country. The most famous route, the Tugela Falls hike, takes you along the escarpment to the world's second tallest waterfall at over 900 meters. Unlike the crowded Garden Route or Table Mountain, this region stays relatively under the radar. You're more likely to see baboons or mountain goats on your trail than tourists. The lodge itself is rustic but cozy, with roaring fires, hearty food, and a feeling that you're at the edge of the earth. It's also owned by the local Batlokoa community, so staying here directly supports indigenous tourism and conservation. If you're chasing altitude, isolation, and awe, this is the place to breathe it all in. So now you know, South Africa isn't just lions and wine tastings, It's layered, it's wild, and it's full of secrets that deserve to be explored. From ancient human fossils to penguins on the beach, from desert art houses to singing mountains, we've only just scratched the surface. This is just the beginning of our journey with Passport Pursuits. And trust me, what's coming next is even better. If you're into raw adventures, hidden stories, and places that feel like they were made just for you, hit that subscribe button because we're going way deeper. Thanks for exploring with us. See you in the next one.